Good morning. Shooting another video on the same morning. It is 4th of July again, but this video will come out a day after. Man, I never thought I'd come back to America, and it's so beautiful being here because I can appreciate it from a whole nother view because I no longer need to be in a different place. Look at that. If you're in the podcast, I got a big old American flag behind me. I no longer have to be in another place. You can put me in any country in the world and I will find a way to have fun there. I was with a buddy in Bulgaria. He was going through it and just absolutely going through it. And he had every reason to be going through it. He was going through a very tough time. But it's funny because I got to see the dynamic of me being in a good energetic space versus him. And because he was going through it, he had some relationship stuff going on. He hated Bulgaria. He despised it. He's like, this country is a complete shithole. I'm never going back. I went there and I loved it. It's Eastern Bloc vibes. It's very very close to the Russian and Ukrainian world and all that, and I loved it. We were there during winter and it was cold and it was like it was that vibe of the wall, being on the other side of the wall, of being near all the ice queens, and just a completely different world. The people are so different, just completely different. Not warm and inviting like like the American and the British. The warm, inviting smile that is not actually real, and it's refreshing being around the Eastern Bloc people because they're not fake. It's like, why are you here talking to me if just for no reason at all? It's so funny. Yeah, I'm in Sofia with my buddy and we're driving around and he's just the whole time he's like, this place is a shithole. I cannot wait to go to Spain. I can't wait to get out of here. And I'm like, bro, I'm not counting down the days. I'm enjoying it right now. And so it's refreshing for me because I had that same mentality, the Bulgarian mentality that my buddy had when I was living in the US. When I was sick and in pain and hurting and not wanting to live, I moved abroad and I started living, and it was great for me. I needed it. Those 5 years abroad gave me a lot of perspective. And I very rarely came back to the US, only for like one week to 2 week stints. And it was really interesting. Really interesting because I resented the country so much because I resented my past and I resented everything that came with that past. And so because that wasn't clean, I was showing up in a distortion. It's like, oh, America sucks. This place sucks. Reality isn't cool here. I have to be in another country in order to have fun. I have to be in another country in order to not have resentment. So I went to Colombia and I was there for years and I was so outside of their politics. I never once got involved in their politics. We would go on road trips with friends and some of the Americans or Canadians I knew. They knew so much about the Colombian politics. So it's very fascinating when you come from another country and then you go and you see their politics. It can be cool to study it because it's like, oh wow, they're way different. So these guys would be telling me all about the Colombian politics. Colombians would be telling me their version. And it was nice because I was outside of it and it wasn't a part of my identity. I didn't care about it. I didn't hold anything towards the people. And it gave me a really clear perspective. And now that I've gone and done that, I've noticed I came back home and I have that perspective about America now. It's clean. It's a clean slate. Everything that existed before when I was young is not in my reality anymore. It doesn't matter. It's like I'm back in my hometown and it's different. It's completely different. And that difference has given me the ability and the perspective to see that America is incredible. And it's incredible because of its values, the values that were instilled when it was created, not the values now. I can go on a whole rant about everything that's occurring in the world now, and I will just tell you this. The whole world is a stage to keep people enslaved. So if you go to a trance concert, right? Just think of the word trance. I'm going to a trance rave tonight. Well, what's happening is when you go there, you listen to trance music and you get put in a trance. That trance is a different state. It's a hypnotic state. It's a different world, and people go there. Some people to escape. Many people go there to go have fun through the escapism. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I've done it. But you go into a trance and you're looking at a stage and you're looking at people on the stage. And people have all their projections and their expectations and their wants and their needs and their desires, and they're looking at that stage. And some are just there listening to music in their own bodies. Some are looking at the stage like, I wish I was there. And people get put into a trance because they're looking at that stage. And so that's what politics is. It's a trance. I don't care who the politician is. The ones on the big stage that you're seeing every day, they are there to hypnotize you. They are there to separate you. It's not just separating you from your fellow man. It's separating you from God. And when you have enough people who are separate from God, your fellow man doesn't matter anymore. Because nobody believes in God. Nobody believes in the good in humanity. And nobody cares anymore. So what can the politicians and the powers that be do with that? Well, they turn you into a slave. They turn you into a consumer. And I don't know all the reasons why the founding fathers went for it. I would assume there were stories of men who experienced some really messed up stuff from tyrannical government in the UK, in England, and they said, I'm going to go to a new land and I'm not going to deal with that anymore, and I'm going to create from a new space. And in that creation, they created one of the greatest documents we ever have, the Constitution. We have the Bill of Rights. We have these documents. If you read them, they have divine truth etched in them, divine law. And they are so powerful and prolific that people read them now to this day, and their whole entire state changes. They come out of the trance and the spell if they read the document from a place of divine truth and divine law, and they read the document from a place, they show up in a place where it's like, no, I'm not going to let all the other things that are going on in my life stop me from being able to read this from a place connected from God. Because some people will manipulate those documents and use them to fit their agenda. Whatever political party it is, they're trying to put in these legalities that allow you to fight against the Second Amendment. And I'm not here to get into a rant about should we have guns or not. We definitely should. But oh, we have this legality in this state that the Second Amendment doesn't matter under federal law. And it's like, well, that document is divine, and it's meant to connect men to the essence of this is a divine law, and you have zero right to take that divinity away from me. That is why America is the greatest country, because of those documents. Those documents came from men that were so pissed of all of the corruption, and they throw all the tea off the harbor for freaking 3% tax. 3% tax. It's like, nope, we're not doing that. You guys are absolutely not going to take our divinity away from us. Fuck you. We're about to write this document. We're about to lock up in the cabin for a couple minutes. We're gonna rip out this document. It comes through from God. We're gonna get our little quill out. We're gonna write it down, and we're gonna live it. They wrote that document to live it. It's a reminder. It's a reminder of how we're supposed to live. I went to Mount Rushmore with my dad and sister. It was incredible because I was reading some of the documents that were there. They had them put in certain places. I'm just like, this is divine. This is what this country stands for. And did we steal? Did we do the same thing that the tyrannical governments were doing to us, to the Native Americans? Yes, absolutely. I will not take that away at all. Was that fucked up? Yes. Do I agree with it? No. But what came out of it was an incredible document. An absolutely incredible path. And I would even argue, if the Native Americans, if all the tribes had a document like that and they were living through that truth from their great creator, the same God with just a different name, they'd be living in a different world too. There probably wouldn't be a bunch of Americans running around. There'd be natives running around. And there'd be natives that don't live on reservations. And so it's 4th of July, baby. And there are going to be a lot of people shooting off fireworks all night. And they're going to be looking up at those fireworks. And some of them are going to be deeply connected to this country. Some of them are going to be deeply connected to God. And they're going to be reminded of how important it is to be connected to God. There's going to be there's going to be other people that are just going to watch the fireworks, get drunk, and tell their friends that they wish the weekend could go on because they don't want to go to work on Monday. And I was watching this video of this Chinese guy. He was just breaking down the structures now, and in the 80s, the powers that be have really pushed an agenda to turn the working class, the middle class, the people that run our society. I used to get sucked into these loopholes of like, oh yeah, like a lot of people are just broke and they don't want to be rich. But now I'm seeing it for what it is. The middle class people are the most important people in society. Even the people that are janitors, our field workers, all these people, they're super important. The middle class is really important because the middle class is the middle. It's the foundation of everything. And the middle class gets separated by the trance of politics. And so what ends up happening is in the 80s, they really pushed to make people consumers. And so if everyone's consuming everything, and they're just fighting for scraps. They're not looking at the trance. They started looking at the trance, and the trance created separatism, and the separatism created consumerism. And so this guy made a really good point. He goes, if you have a bunch of people who are focused on consuming, because the powers that be made it so that one CEO of a company can get, it went from 20 times in like the 50s, a CEO would maybe make 20 times, to now it's like 200 times more than the middle class. That's inequity, right? That guy does not need that much. If it was split out to the middle class, and the middle class were empowered, and they're making empowered decisions, the world functions differently. So what's been created now with social media is this fight and this feud between the neighbor. And so that's the keeping up with the Joneses. If I see John every day driving around in a way nicer car than me because he has some job that pays him more, what starts happening? Well, if I'm not really conscious of it, I'll start trying to compete with him because I feel worse that I don't have that car. And so I'm consumed by the envy of trying to be that guy. And trying to be that guy has created me slaving away to try and beat other people so that I can take from the pot. And there's more than enough for everyone. Don't get me wrong on that. But if I get sucked into the game of trying to beat John, what did I become? I became a slave to the system. If I'm a slave to the system, I will be working for it. I'll be in the trance. I'll never leave it. This is why people are working till the day they die. I know a guy, he was really, really cool dude. I met him. Family friend. He was a truck driver, middle class. He's making good money. Probably like at least 200,000 a year. How we doing? Great. Happy 4th. He retired, and the next day he had a heart attack and died. For months he was talking about retiring, how happy he was going to be, couldn't wait to be done. It's like, dude, you were a slave in that system for so long, and it just chewed you up and spit you out. It's messed up. It's not fun to look at these things in society, but we have to look at these things so we can make it better. And how do we make it better? Well, understand your damn constitutional rights. This is the best country in the world because you can actually go into the courtroom, and it's a courtroom because you're literally on a court. It's a game. It's a game to these people. They speak a different language to try and confuse you. If you know your constitutional rights, you can go into a courtroom, you can run the whole thing. It's an art. And it's been stripped from us by making us so fixated on trying to get a house bigger than that. This guy's got a massive house. He's got 6 cars in there. 6 cars. And a lot of them never even move. He's got a Mercedes right there, never moves, just sits there. It's like, if I talk to that guy, I don't know him, but if I talk to that guy, I could probably have a 30-minute conversation, and within a couple questions, probably get to the point of the guy telling me some things about, oh yeah, like if I just got out of this one thing, I could go live my dreams. It's like, dude, you have 6 cars. You have a big ass house. It's like, oh, I can't. No, I got to pay rent. It's like, dude, well, just move out of your house into a smaller house. Go rent. Or sell your house. Do whatever it is. to have that freedom to not be a slave, to not be a part of the system if that's what you want. If you want to be a part of the system, the big thing is know, if you know you're in the system and you want to be a part of it, cool. If you know how the system operates and you know how people are being manipulated and you still want to be a part of it, I know plenty of people that love being in the system. It's fine. Not everyone has to be sovereign. All I'm saying is to be truly sovereign is the greatest freedom and feeling that you can ever experience. And it starts with starting to choose. Oh yeah, everyone told me that I'm supposed to live this way in the public school system from 5 years old, since my parents put me in preschool to college. I have been told by all of these authority figures that this is how I'm supposed to live my life. Well, if you buy into that, you just sold your soul. Now, if you consciously buy into it because you believe in it or you enjoy it, then cool. Like, you're not selling your soul. But if you're not conscious of it, then your energy is just being extracted. So I'm happy to be in America. I'm blessed to be in America. I'm blessed to be an American citizen, because in this country you can make conscious choices. There are other countries where that's a lot harder, and there is a lot more corruption in a day-to-day basis. Way more corruption. And I'm like, America is extremely corrupt because it's attempting to maintain control of the slave system. But there are other countries that don't even have any control, because their people, their working class was not all working together to make the country bigger and better. And so what ends up happening is you go to Mexico, you go to poor Asian countries, in many places throughout the world, Brazil, all of South America, all of Central America, and you will find that like the cops can just stop you to try and get money out of you through authority. And cops do that here in America as well. But we have these laws that the country resides on, and it's the foundation of what the country was built on. And if you know these laws and these amendments and your constitutional rights and your right of being a man, people can't do anything to you, because you can speak with such conviction that all of their perceived authority falls to the wayside. Whereas in some of these other countries, you try doing that, and they might just pull the gun out and shoot you. Now, if you are truly connected to God, you can go to those countries and you can speak from a place of conviction, and those people will also fall to the wayside, because they're just not going to deal with you. But it has to be done more tactfully. So that's that. You guys have a wonderful day. Hope your 4th of July was safe, fun, and family friendly. Have fun. Much love. See you in the next one.